Yo, what's up everyone? I wanted to do another video here on my EverQuest Legends classes guides that I've been doing. This one today is for the Shadowknights. I wanted to kind of go over everything for their strengths, some of the things to consider for them, as well as talk a little bit about some class combos that I think synergize pretty well with them, you know, what their needs are and stuff like that. So getting into this one, I've got the stances that are listed for them. They have the balanced stance, the offensive stance, the mage hunter stance, the offensive stance as well. And then for their invocations, I have arcane mastery, inversion, overchannel, recovery, and spellblade. So the strengths that I listed here would be their Harm's Touch, which is going to be a direct damage nuke, and with AAs you can change it up to have a Leech Touch AA that lets it steal some life back, which is huge. They have the Reeve ability that helps to, it does damage and it spends some of your life to do that damage, but you reduce the cooldown on your Harm's Touch whenever it lands, which is huge for him to, get the reduction of the cooldown, and it's based on every time it lands. It's going to take a little bit of your life, do damage, and take a minute off the cooldown of Harm's Touch, so it's a really nice combo that they have there. They have the Necromancer spell line, as well as some additional spells that they get, so they're going to have life taps to do damage and heal themselves up, which is really nice. They have some permanent self buffs that increase their attack rating. They have ways to steal attack rating from the enemies and give it to himself, which is nice. And then they're also going to have things that give them better threat generation when they hit themselves with that spell, so that they can hold aggro better, which is huge. They have the Leech's health part that I mentioned already through their permanent self buffs. That's really great for them tanking to sustain themselves. They do have a pet. It's a Shadowknight pet, just like with the Necromancers, but it's a lower level version. And then similar with all the spells, you can upgrade them with motes, which will give them +1 to their level every time you upgrade them. So makes them pretty nice. It's not going to be something that you're going to rely on for tanking bosses and stuff like that. They are a little bit squishy because they have the lower level, but it's still something that they get that makes them nice, especially if you're combining them with other pet classes. And the last thing I like to mention is that they have the Feign Death ability, which is a huge resource for getting them out of hairy situations, breaking up camps, stuff like that. Really nice toolkit that they have all around. So some things that I wanted to consider with them is that they do hit themselves with the Reeve damage, so they offset that with the leeches, but it is something to consider. If you're, triple attacking with the Reeve, that's like 10% of your health gone, so something to watch out for, especially if you're combining it with something like Berserker and Berserker Stance. You're doing even more damage to yourself, so something to kind of watch out for, but they have ways to offset that. Another thing I want to consider when I'm building out a trio is that they don't have a slow innately, so adding in a slow is a huge benefit to them. Same thing with hastes. They don't have like a haste innately, so giving them a source of haste, it really helps them out a lot. And then they don't have the dual wield skill above and beyond any other class in the game. All the classes get dual wield, but they don't get to increase the skill unless they have the dual wield as part of their kit. So that's something that you'd want to get from another source if that's your plan, to go with two one-handed weapons instead of a two-hander. The Shadowknights get great two-handers and one-handers, so that's where I wanted to consider getting dual wield into the kit. I think is a big benefit for them. So as far as classes I find that combo well with them, I think the Shaman is a big standout, because it gives them the haste, it gives them the slow, it has heals, which are nice when you're hitting yourself or tanking damage. You're going to want the heals. Of course the life tap procs are nice, but a huge heal is nice as well, right? So you can put like the slugs healing hot on yourself, and then life tap, dot them up, whatever. I think it's got a lot going for them there. Another one that stands out to me are things like the Monk or the Rogue. A lot of people choose Rogue because they have the life tap from their poisons, and then you've got the life taps from the Shadowknight, so you're getting a lot of just health back to help, you know, offset some of the damage you're taking and things like that. The other thing I really wanted to point out was with their stances, they've got that arcane mastery, which makes it's their int-based casters. So when you have maybe 3 different sources of arcane mastery, you can sustain yourself with your life taps, you can slow them with an enchanter or something, haste yourself, slow them, and then if you had a like a necro on there for stronger life taps, or even like the wizard or whatever, mage, you know, it's 3 arcane mastery classes, so you'd be getting that like maximum 40% off the cast speed and more efficient mana. So it's a good way to add in some tankiness to like an int caster build if that's the way you're going. So, you know, there's no wrong way to build the Shadow Knight. They can slot in with pretty much all the classes because of their kit. It's really solid. So they already have the tank part, they have the sustain from their life taps, and they have the damage from Reeves and stuff like that. So they're really an all-in-one package. But I wanted to kind of do a quick video going over everything. I really appreciate all the support that I've been getting on the videos, as well as, you know, having resources here for everybody to kind of learn from my pre-order experiences. So leave a comment in the section there. Let me know what kind of trios you guys are coming up with. I really like to read and find out what everybody's playing. And thanks again for watching to the end here. You all have a great day.